Fantastic. Hey, happy Wednesday evening, everybody. Eric Eisenbud here, the Grateful Chef. Welcome back to the Grateful Chef's Kitchen for another amazing episode of Cooking in the Grateful Chef Kitchen with me, Eric Eisenbud. As always, total gratitude for you guys for joining me, for joining us, for coming and cooking with us and learning, because we do that together. I don't cook alone. You guys are with me. It makes me want to do this each and every week, and I'm so grateful that you join me each and every week, or as often as you can, or watch it on the Grateful Chef with Eric Eisenbud Facebook group, where they live forever and ever, or my personal Facebook page. And the videos are also on my YouTube channel, the Grateful Chef _EE. Would be awesome if you'd like and subscribe the videos there. And yeah, I'm an easy man to find. You got cooking questions, whatever, reach out for me, private message, whatever, and I will answer any questions that you may have at any time as best as I can. This is what I do. I cook, and I know things, and I smoke a cigar once in a while. But this is what I do, and I'm happy to share with everybody. And anyone that's new to the Grateful Chef with Eric Eisenbud group, welcome. Chime in. Don't be shy. Chime in. Say hello. Tell us where you're from. Give you a shout out. I know that we're going to have the standard, regular folks that always chime in, and that Lynn will be pointing out very soon, like right now.
I said we've got a Hey Eric and Lynn from Jamie Parisi.
Jamie.
I also saw lots of hearts from your brother Todd.
Awesome. Hey Todd, this is going to be a great one. It's a happy day here in the Grateful Chef Kitchen because, for one reason, I want to turn the volume down a little bit, babe. We have pork belly in the house. It's always a good day when you got pork belly in the house. This is a great thing to cook. Some people are afraid of it. I think a lot of people, when they hear the word pork belly, they're a little weird about it. They don't. It doesn't sound appetizing to them. But this is bacon. This is what they make bacon out of. So we have bacon belly. How about that? We certainly do. My bacon belly. Anyway, so it's always a great time when we're cooking, and hopefully I will demystify pork belly. And show you a way that you can cook it and a couple of applications that we can use it. And this is a great recipe. I didn't create the recipe. I spent last weekend at a 2-day intensive on making charcuterie with the authority on charcuterie, Brian Polson. Chef Polson's been doing charcuterie in the U.S. for years. He's been to France and Italy and all these great places where he's done charcuterie amongst other charcuterie masters all over the world. This is a book that he's created with Michael Ruhlman. It is called Salumi. Fantastic. This particular recipe is not in this book. This is a recipe that we did over the weekend. We took basically a half a hog and created 20 different charcuterie items, some of which you are going to see me play with. So it's going to be awesome going forward doing more charcuterie. Yes, Lynn?
So, from your brother Todd, 5 Spice is really nice. That's Confucius.
Yes, 5 Spice is nice.
Denise Quaglietta said, hey, Chef, so excited for this episode.
Hey, Denise. Thanks for joining us and chiming in.
We've got Dave Lehman. Howdy, brother.
Hey, Dave.
New York is represented. Also, see Terry Ann Feint.
Feint, yep.
Yep, she said hello.
Terry, hope you made that connection that we talked about last week.
And I see Keith Brochu out there. And
Keith, Florida boy. Excellent.
Mr. Kevin out there.
Hey, Kevin. Peace. All right. We're going to kind of get right to this. This is one of those episodes where I had to have stuff in the oven because it takes an hour and a half to cook. But this really couldn't be simpler. I'm going to show you the process of getting this ready for the oven. So, yeah, it takes a little bit of pre-planning. Now, I am very fortunate that I can go to my local Asian market, the one closest to my house. And if you have an Asian market, please explore it if you've never been. Their produce is really exotic and really fresh. Their herbs are beautiful and inexpensive. Their fish departments are, a lot of the stuff is live swimming in tanks, but their fish offerings, the variety that you can get, are incredible. They will also scale it, fillet it, cut it into steaks, do whatever you want with the fish. And if you do get it taken off the rack, please keep the bones and make a nice fish fumet or fish stock out of it. Don't let anything go to waste. So I can walk up to the meat counter, and when an Asian person, especially Chinese, when they say meat, they mean pork. Pork is the meat that is the most popular, and that's what they have. So I go to mine, and they have these slabs of pork belly right in the counter. And they have them with bones. They got them with the rib bones still on them, or you can get it boneless, and that's exactly what I've got. You can see the side view. There's your bacon, all right? But I was able to just pick up 2 of these without a problem. So the first thing that we want to do, and this is a very important step to this recipe, is you want to dock the skin. So you want to find something that you can poke about 80, 100 holes in here. So, as a chef, we learn to adapt and overcome. So I have this very sharp, kind of like a pin. Hopefully you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you can certainly go ahead and poke the holes. Now you want to poke through the skin, but you don't want to go all the way down to the cutting board. You don't want to penetrate. Is that better? A little bit? You don't want to penetrate the meat. Okay? So you can do about 80 holes with something like this. You can use a nice hefty sewing needle if you want. But I looked around my kitchen to see what else I have that might do this job. And I have a Japanese mandolin that comes with these julienne blades. Now, this is the wide one. It comes with the fine. But these are very sharp and pointy. So that is what I ended up using. And simply, I can just kind of go down the line, and you want to poke through the skin. And this is good because it's not so long that it'll go down to the cutting board. So I'm basically docking this. And what this is going to do is it's going to help the fat to render out. And that is exactly what you need. So we're going to put salt on it, and the salt will help dry out the moisture. You also want that to happen. So you want the fat to come out. You want the salt to draw some of the moisture out. And that's what you're going to do. So you're going to do this about 80 times. I've done it. It's ready. A lot of recipes call for scoring the skin. That's really not necessary. And for this recipe, if you do it with the little holes, it keeps that skin intact and not spreading apart. So that's exactly what you want to do. So we've docked our pork belly. And now we're going to get to marinating. Very simple. Couldn't be easier. We're not even going to measure ingredients. The ingredients are... Yes, Lynn?
Before you move on, why wouldn't you score it like a duck breast?
Well, because in this recipe, you want the skin to be one solid, crispy piece instead of, I know that crosshatch that I do when I do duck breast, but for this recipe, because it's a thicker skin, you really want the piece to be intact. You're going to get that really crispy, crunchy skin. Chicharrones. Yes, Lynn? Nothing? Okay. We're moving on to the recipe. All right. First ingredient is some dry sherry. This is a decent one, I think. Lustau Fino Havana. It's a Jerez Xeres sherry. And it says very dry. Perfect. You just want to splash on a little bit of sherry. Not too much. You don't want really this to be wet. I'm rubbing it on the skin. I'm flipping it over, rubbing it on the meat. This meat is beautiful. I'm rubbing it on the sides. You just want to get a nice little flavor of sherry. Could you use something else? You could. You could use Shaoxing Chinese wine, cooking wine, for sure. But, we're going with sherry as the chef has in his recipe. All right. Sherry is on.
All right, and I see Jay Judge out there. He said
Hey, Jay.
hi, and then I also saw Isaac.
Next ingredient, I'm using kosher salt. I just want to do a nice little sprinkle of kosher salt. Get a nice, you don't want to put it on too heavy. You just want to put a little bit of salt on there, on the skin. Put a little bit in the tray and dip your sides in like that. Done. Second ingredient is in. So far, sherry and salt. Now, next, 5-spice powder. You can make your own. I buy it in an Asian market in a big bag, and I put it in a nice little container here. And it gets a little kind of lumpy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into this little strainer, and I'm just going to basically coat the skin side. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to coat the meat side. Really simple. This is it. We're almost done.
That is simple.
Yeah.
You've got more people out there. So Isaac, he's Isaac Rizza from Oklahoma.
Hello, Isaac.
And we've got Nestor out there.
Laura Cuenta.
Yes.
Hey, what's up, Nestor?
We've got Travis McAllison and Alim Lauron.
Excellent. Welcome, welcome. So I basically am coating every side, sides, the skin, certainly the meat. Okay, at this point, this goes into your cover it.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Yep.
Do you measure the 5 spices,
No.
or you just sprinkle it on?
Just sprinkle
liberally?
it on nice liberally. And at this point, this would get covered in plastic wrap and put in the fridge for 12 hours or more.
And what 5 spice are you using? So
I'm using a Chinese 5-spice, readily available. I think most supermarkets
Is it just called
sell
5 spice?
it. It's called 5-spice powder. Yep.
Okay.
So at this point, again, cover it with saran, put it in your refrigerator for 12 hours or more, and let it marinate. After it's marinated, so this has been in for 12 hours, marinating in the refrigerator. So the next step,
Are you pretending here?
I am pretending. The next step, I'm going to get a nice piece of foil, big. Got to be bigger than the pork belly itself. I didn't do my my blackboard today, honey.
Oops.
Oops.
I see we've got Norman McPhail from North Carolina.
Awesome. Welcome, Norman. So I'm putting the pork belly right in the center. See what's boiling over here? Okay, those are steamed. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to simply fold the sides. We're basically making a boat, all right? What we want to do is only cover the meat. We want to leave that skin exposed. So I'm going to roll it up, and I want a little bit of a lip, just like that, okay? We're going to do the other side, roll it, roll it, roll it, and roll it. I'm going to roll a little bit more. Just like that. So we're basically covering all the meat sides, right? Turning it. You're getting all this, honey?
Oh yeah,
Excellent.
we're on Zoom mode.
All right, we're going to roll this, roll it, roll it.
As you're rolling, we've got a hello from Dave LaGarcia. He said hello from Key West. And,
Hello, Dave.
Colin Haycock said he shared this. Dave LaGarcia said he's with us
Thanks,
now.
Dave.
And
I mean, Colin.
we've got Jimbo Ryder. He's from Oklahoma.
Awesome.
And I see Gary Knecht out there.
Hey, Gary. I saw your invitation for your next MC soiree. And while the arm wrestling, didn't appeal to me because I like my forearms intact, the tacos definitely appeal to me. All right, so we're basically going to keep rolling. I'm going to fold it in and then fold it up. So basically, I have created a boat. Again, we're leaving the skin exposed, just like that. All right, doesn't have to be pretty, just has to hold in the juices that are going to come out when we cook it. All right, onto a tray.
And from, whoops, hold on, we've got Luca, lots of comments. Luca Macpanzeri, he said hello from Switzerland.
Ah, hello, welcome. Some new people, names that I have not heard. Loving it. So the next step is we're going to completely cover the skin in salt. A lot of salt, we're going to completely cover it.
And I drink, wow, that's a lot of salt.
We are basically making a salt crust, and you'll see when I take it out of the oven what it looks like. So you want to do this so no skin is exposed. What this is going to do is going to draw the moisture out of the skin, and it's going to create like a little crust.
You've got a nice hello from the Philippines from Aline Lauren.
Hello.
And there's a question.
Awesome. We are global, people.
You've got Richie Hill from Illinois. He says, I make pork belly often. This is interesting. Mark said that's a lot of folding this year. There's a question from Aline that said sometimes spice powder have so much aroma not necessary for some food. Is there some specific foods or recipe where we can and cannot use 5-spice?
Can you not use 5-spice? Absolutely. Cooking is just a guideline. Recipes are just a guideline. So I tend to do recipes the way they are given to me, whether it's from a chef or if I find them online, I'll do it the way I find them. And then I'll make it my own. Change up the flavor profile. That's what I'm doing with charcuterie. I'm following recipes because I'm new at charcuterie. Let me get the basic concept down and with the different flavorings, and then I can play around with flavor profiles that appeal to me. So definitely you can do it. If you don't like 5-spice powder, you can flavor this any way you want. With sage, you can flavor it with like I said, a million different ways. Whatever way appeals to you.
Okay, so
I think I got a little more room for some salt.
Keep on adding. So let's see.
All right, so I'm going to leave it at that because this actually is not going into the oven now because I do want to keep it in the fridge for 12 hours. But basically, this is what you're looking for. So you have the aluminum protecting the meat, and you have the salt protecting the skin and drawing out that moisture. This is the key. Poking the holes and drawing the moisture out of the skin, that's the key to getting that crispy skin. So,
okay.
I will take care of this later.
So just remember, just when you're going back and doing the recipe, when you're looking at it, that we did 2 steps. There was supposed to be a 12-hour break.
Yep, 12-hour marinade.
Yeah.
All right.
So let me, you've got Mark Jarman from Litchfield, Illinois. Michael Prince said it looks nice so far.
Awesome. Welcome, everybody.
Tony Petrie from Springfield. Good
Tony?
question
Yes.
from Craig Moss. Do you ever do this in the smoker?
You absolutely can smoke. Obviously, bacon is smoked. You can absolutely do it. This is cooking at 350, so it'll be a higher temperature cook. But yeah, absolutely. Pork belly, make pork belly burnt ends.
Oh,
Amazing.
those are
Amazing.
best.
All right, we're moving over to the stove. Actually, I'm going to take out the take the pork belly out that I have in here. So maybe I have to send you back to the cutting board, honey.
You have some strange lighting today, babe.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. All right. So here we have the one that's been in for an hour and a half, and what you want to do is take this salt crust off. It's done its job. Pull that moisture out. All right. and it's going to be nice and solid. In fact, you can almost pull it off in one shot.
We're zoomed in for this.
And I don't know if any of you have seen some of my other videos. I did a whole bone-in ribeye in a salt crust. This is a great technique. So you can see these pieces are coming off in large pieces, and this is what we have. I want to dust off the salt, and I'm going to take it. Is this tray still hot? Oh yes. I'm going to take it out of, I'm going to take the pork belly out of the little boat and put it onto the tray. I can get it off. Yes.
We also have El Nino with us. He said howdy and aloha. Gwen Hughes saying hello.
Hi, Gwen.
And Mary Jean Stone, do you cover it when it's in the fridge?
Yes, I cover it with saran wrap. I'm just trying to lift this off. It's a little stuck on the bottom, which is okay. All right. Take it off here. And I'm going to take this and the other salt, and that's going in the trash. All right. Now, at this point, you can take out a blowtorch and blowtorch the skin. That's what we did at the charcuterie class. I want to just dust off some of the heavy salt, whatever it is. Take it off the tray too. And what we're going to do is, because the blowtorch is great, but it takes a little while, so I'm going to throw this under the broiler. So turn it on. And we're going to watch it very carefully.
So, is it crispy at all now, or is it just...
It is not crispy.
Okay.
Not crispy at all.
Because it's so browned, it looks like it's
right.
pretty crispy.
And basically, you know, remember, it's the 5-spice powder gives you some color. And this sitting in that boat has basically cooked in its own juices. You know, it was covered with the salt. It's steamed. The meat has been fumed with the 5-spice powder. Really awesome. All right, now we're going to go over to the stove because I am going to get down with the broiler.
And Richie Hill described those burnt ends like pork candy.
Oh, for sure. All right. See that my broiler is lit.
We're going to go take a look down here.
I'm going to live on the edge because I'm very close to the broiler. Now, I think this oven has a 30,000 BTU broiler.
I'm going to go back up here.
So this is going to happen pretty darn quick. Now, while that's happening, and I'm going to keep my eye on it, because the last thing I want to do is burn it after all this work. This is what we're going to do. We are going to slice this pork belly, because now what do we do with it? You can certainly just eat it. You can cut it into slices, and then maybe candy it, you know, in a pan. You could use maple syrup if you wanted to, some other flavors. But what we're going to do is we're going to make a bowl of ramen and use this as our protein for the ramen. We're also going to be making bao buns, and I'll explain to you what those are in a minute. I hear and smell the crisping already happening. And I'm going to pull it out just for a second because I want you to see what's happening to the skin. It's very important, and this is why we remove the moisture. Okay, you see this bubbling up? That's like a chicharron. So that's the crisping happening. So I'm going to keep at this. Let it keep crisping up. It might take a minute or two. And what I'm going to do is put in my ramen noodles while that's happening. I got Lynn some rice ramen because she prefers not to have wheat. So I've got a rice ramen that's going in for 4 minutes. And then I've got myself some fresh ramen noodles.
And Raymond Billups said, that's America right there. And Craig Moss looks great.
Nice.
But now you have me thinking about the burnt ends.
Yes. Oh, I can make you burnt ends.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, very important. Never walk away from something under the broiler, right? Beautiful. This looks awesome. And it's exactly what we want. We want that blistering to happen. That's crisp.
I'm still working down here?
Yeah, it's hard to see. You want me to hold the camera while you're...
Okay, that's really far down. Alright, hold on.
Can we see what's going on over there? Let's see.
Going in sideways.
Oh, you got a light back there. Wait, hold on. There we go. Right there. Beautiful.
It's like watching the pot boil.
Sure is. All right, well, that's still going. In go my noodles.
All right.
Perfect. All right. Almost ready. Where's my knife? Let's see if we can hear this.
May I come over there again?
Almost getting there. Really super crispy. No, we're good.
You're good?
We're gonna let that go.
So, other than, so you're doing ramen and bao buns tonight, what else? Could you just eat this straight up?
Sure. Put it in a pan, eat it with eggs in the morning, a couple slices of pork belly, good eats.
Yes, because you were chatting with somebody earlier that was talking about being keto, so if they just slice it up.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. Rice noodles are looking pretty darn good, babe.
Cool.
Nice.
And are the bao buns going now?
The bao buns are already steamed.
Nice.
They're ready. Woo! Now that's a fire. All right. One more minute and we're done with this.
Oh wow, it smells good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, coming back down.
There we go. Look at that.
Ooh, that's getting toasty.
This is coming out. Now I'm going to let this rest while we do our other stuff.
How long's the rest?
Just until we're ready to use it.
Okay.
Let me get another tray. So we'll let it rest on here.
Mark Senna has volunteered to help taste test the burnt ends when we do those.
There we
Very
go.
kind of him.
Beautiful. So I'm going to let that rest. That's ready to go. Our noodles are just about ready.
I see Mark Diamond out there.
Hi, Mark. Let a little taste. Once that's done. All right. Go back to the cutting board, babe.
Okay. Have you ever made the rice noodles? Or is this kind
No,
of like
this
first
is
time
something
for
I
us?
found today.
Cool.
Just today. All right. We get a little taste on this. Make sure they're done. Almost. Hot. All right. Any other questions? All right. Mine are done. So I'm going to go with that one. Coming over with the noodles. All right. So, ramen noodles in. So this is a nice pork broth made with miso. What I'm going to do is I'm going to embellish my ramen with a couple of traditional accoutrements. So I have some pickled daikon radish. I'm going to put a little bit of that in. Okay. I have some scallions. Always putting those scallions in. It's an aromatic. Putting those on the side. I have some shiitake mushrooms. These are our dried ones that I reconstituted, and then I just sliced them. So I'm going to put those in. Awesome. And I'm going to put in some nori. Nori is that sushi seaweed. So I toasted up a sheet, and then I cut it into little shards like this, little strips. Okay.
Yep. Question: time
Yes.
and temp for the pork belly.
So that is a 350-degree oven, and it is for an hour and a half. Hour to hour and a half, depending on how thick it is. There are people that are watching right now that will insist on sous videing that pork, which is great. Sous vide pork belly is awesome. However, for this recipe, I'm going to tell you to do it this way. Don't try and take a shortcut or whatever, because this is the way that the chef that created this recipe intended. So do it this way, and you will not be disappointed. All right, the next thing I'm going to add is, and Kevin will be so pleased, because I made some sous vide ramen eggs. So it was 194 degrees for 8 minutes, and we'll see how they came out. They were not easy to peel, I'll tell you that much. And the yolk should be...
We're zoomed in.
All right, let me show you this. I might have to turn the light off for that. So that's exactly what you want for the yolk. You want it nice. Turn that light off. You want it nice and runny and beautiful. Where are we?
Move it down.
There we go. That's the perfect ramen egg. So I like it. I'm putting it in. I'm putting both in because I like it that much. And now I'm going to come in with my ladle of stock of pork broth. I'm taking Lynn's noodles out, letting them drain. And I'm going to try and do this over here. Let's bring this over here. Okay, here we go. Ladle in the broth. Okay. Get Lynn's out here.
Wow, that looks really good.
Beautiful. Doing the same with Lynn's. A little daikon radish. A little of the nori. So sometimes you see also when you have ramen, sometimes they put in a big square of ramen, of nori, just like this. But we're doing it this way. Some shiitake mushroom, some scallion, fantastic. The broth. Look at that. On a nice cold winter, like New Jersey winter night, that's a beauty right there. Now, our protein is going to be our pork belly. Let's see how we did. You hear this? Crispy skin. Exactly what you want.
Do you guys want a close-up on this? Oh, yeah.
All right, so the skin is pretty hard, so I'm going to suggest flipping it over, cutting through the meat side, and then down into the skin.
Denise said those eggs are perfect.
So what's great about this is sometimes the fat in pork belly can be a little bit offensive. So this recipe will absolutely render off the what I would consider too much fat, where it's not pleasing anymore to eat, and you'll get this beautiful crispy skin. I'm cutting it into small. I probably could cut this thinner, but we're going to put it in, and I want to kind of prevent that skin from submerging into the broth. There we go. And here you have 5-spice crispy pork belly ramen. Oh, sorry, I'm moving it around everywhere.
All right, I like that.
Gorgeous. That's Lynn's.
Yours is prettier with the egg.
Let me see if I can cut this a little bit thinner so I don't have to cut it in half. So this piece of pork belly had the rib meat still attached. So that's these little pieces that are coming off. But I'm going to get these slices in there. And yeah, it's hot. We're going to get to our bao buns. Yeah, so that's a much nicer, thinner slice.
So much more appropriate for me.
All right, everybody in the pool. And here you go, the one with the regular noodles, pork belly, ramen eggs, nori, shiitake mushroom, scallion. I cannot wait for that. I'm going to let that cool a little bit. We're going to get over to our, this is really good, our bao bun. So I'm going to need to slice some more, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to try and switch to a serrated knife and see if that does any better. Oh yeah. So a serrated knife.
You still have the skin on the bottom?
Yep. Nice.
And are you putting those thin pieces onto the bao bun?
Yep. So those thin pieces will go. The smell of 5 spice is prevalent. Really good. All right, nice and tender. Now our bao buns. Another Asian ingredient you can buy at the Asian market. You certainly can do this using a slider bun if you don't have access to the bao buns. All right, so I've steamed them in my bamboo steamer. I'm going to take it out.
I see that Len's out there watching us.
Len?
Uh-huh.
Awesome. All right, so this is a bao bun. It's a steamed Chinese bread. So we are going to lay in our pork belly. We'll do 2 slices. We'll do it sideways. Okay, so on this, I'm deciding to use some pickled onion, which I did a quick pickle of red onion. Go on top. And we are going to put a little hoisin sauce, which is a Chinese plum sauce, totally available now in regular supermarkets. You'll pay less money for it if you buy it at an Asian market. So I'm going to dot a little bit of hoisin. This is very popular in Peking duck, if you ever had that. This is the sauce. Really sweet, really yummy plum sauce. I am putting a little sriracha mayo. That just makes it a little creamier. A pinch of fresh cilantro. Like so. And there you have your pork bun. I'm going to cut this just a little bit. You don't need this much overhanging. And there you have your 5 spice pork belly bun.
Wow, that looks awesome.
Nice. These are awesome. These are good eats. I'm going to make one more.
So
and then we're going to try this.
Okay, so
because we know it looks good.
We've got Nick Johnson out there.
Hey,
and
Nick.
Question back to your ramen.
Yes.
From Brian Stortini. Is a fish cake not appropriate for this dish?
Sure.
He said that would also look nice in there.
Yes, you can do it's called a Naruto. You can absolutely put that in. I happen to like it. Some people are offended by the fish flavor. I like it. So, yes, absolutely.
Okay, I wouldn't really say offended.
You're offended. A little pickled onion. Like so. A little bit of hoisin. Ooh. Like so. A little bit of sriracha mayo. Like that. And I love the freshness of the cilantro leaves in there. Okay. Now, without further ado, my favorite part of the show. Actually, cooking is my favorite part of the show, but I do enjoy the eating part too. So we're going to try our creations. First, I'm going to try this bao. This is great. The meat really tender. The bun is super soft. And again, you could do this on a slider bun, like a Martin's potato roll or something, without a problem. I wouldn't hold it against you. The crispy skin, the snap of the onions, and the tartness with the spicy mayo, the sweetness of the hoisin, the freshness of the cilantro. This really comes together. This is good eats. This is like street food at its finest.
All right, Brian Stortini said that sandwich looks awesome.
I'm going to eat like 3 of them, at least. All right, we got that. Going in for ramen. May I have some chopsticks, please? It is traditional when you eat ramen to always taste the broth first. I don't know why. It is traditional, and that's how I always eat my ramen. So, going in for the broth. You know it's pork. It's got that stickiness. The miso is something that I added to it. I had white miso. I wanted to up the salt level a little bit, so I added the white miso, and it's fantastic. I did buy this product today I want to share with you. It is a product from Japan. It's called umami puree. So this is the chili pepper flavor. It's also uses artisanal soy sauce and koji cultured rice. Koji is like a true form of umami, that fifth taste. And I'm excited to try it. I want to add a little spice to my ramen, so I figured why not add this. I do know that this has a level of salt as well, so I'm just going to put a little dollop in and mix it in. And I'm going to go for some noodles, and we're going to try this pork. This looks good. Yeah, I know ramen places are popping up all over the place in this country now, and I couldn't be happier. You still have to seek out the ones that are really good and authentic, but yeah. And it is absolutely appropriate to slurp, isn't it, Lynn?
It's really noisy and annoying.
Yeah, if you're eating ramen in a ramen shop, all you hear is slurping. Just like that. This is awesome. Pork belly. Let me show you this. Look at how beautiful this looks. I might have to turn that light off.
Zooming in. I'm zooming into you, so you have to stop moving.
Yeah, so zoom back out. And let me bring it to you guys. Turn that light off. That is awesome. Beautiful. Crispy skin, you can see it there. Killer. Go for it.
Kevin's a fan of Ivan Ramen in New York City.
Nice. I've been there. We have been there.
I can actually hear that crunch as you're taking a bite.
This is outstanding. So, I want to encourage you. I always tell you, don't fear the food. Don't be afraid to make pork belly. You can cook it on a barbecue. You can cook it on a grill, on indirect heat. You can certainly do this. The 5-spice powder goes really well with it. You can get a nice big flat piece of pork belly and roll it and tie it. Season it, roll it, tie it, and do like a porchetta, all belly porchetta. I've done that before. Really a very versatile and delicious piece of meat. And if you do it right and you render out that fat, so you're not eating them like that soft fat, and it bastes the meat, it really is enjoyable. So, Lynn and I are going to go finish our dinner. And again, I want to express my extreme gratitude to all of you for showing up, for helping me do this. I do it for you, with you. And not sure what we're doing next week, but we'll find out. I'll put the teaser out there. Check out our website, eatingwithcheferic.com. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Be an active participant in the Grateful Chef with Eric Eisenbud Facebook group. private message me with any questions that I can help you with anytime. And yeah, so I say to you, be well, eat well, be kind, love each other because we're all we have. And I will see you in the next episode of Cooking in the Grateful Chef Kitchen with me, Eric Eisenbud. Peace.